Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the VHS Stage podcast. Today, we're talking about Resident Evil 2, the remake.
Yes, I'm really excited for this one.
I could tell with your strange delay. So,
Yeah,
I have a lot listed here, and
okay.
might
I'm
even.
glad that you have a lot of notes because I have like five. No, even
Uh,
yeah.
oh dear.
Well, the thing is like my notes can be so bland. I feel like the things I come up with on the fly are more interesting.
They better be, or
Mhm.
I'll have to replace you. All
Yes,
right,
with
so
just
we'll probably jump around a bit, but I'm going to start with something. Get through the gas station segment first. Or, well, the opening cutscene. How about that burger at the beginning?
that burger. Yes, and then the guy makes a wife joke. Sounds like my wife, and then he hits that girl with the truck.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but yeah, specifically the burger. It's just, it's apparently it was photo scanned or something to help them create the most delicious looking burger ever. But I think I don't know whose definition of delicious that was because that burger looks fucking gross. It looks like he bought it like 2 days before he actually unwrapped it. So
Honestly, it looks like he bought it at the gas station you begin in.
yeah, possibly. And I don't think they even sell burgers. I could be wrong. Maybe there is a burgers. They have a hot dog sign in there, so maybe there's burgers.
Maybe. And they're all disgusting looking.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he got it from Burger King.
So I'll reference like whenever something's like specific to one side or whatever. But either way, the opening is just the eerie silence at the gas station, and there's the clues like the police car that's got the door open, and it just kind of sets the stage for like the horrifying, wacky story that's about to unfold.
Oh yes. Yeah,
There is
it's like
something. Go ahead.
it's like the way they set it in and let it ease into the zombie thing is really cool because it's just like you see the guy with his throat bitten sitting on the floor, and you're like, "Oh shit, is he gonna turn?" And then he points that way to the freezer area,
Yeah,
not the freezer, the back area.
yeah. Like actually, the first time I played, I fully expected that guy to actually be a zombie, but when he points, it's like oh, he's still okay. Well, partially.
Hmm.
When you come out of that room, he's turned,
Right.
which is it's really inconsistent how people turn in this game because so you can assume that just before I would say you actually go in there that someone infected walked into the station there. Some people actually think that the zombie there is actually the manager, but I think the chubby guy looked more like management material.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that could have just been someone that walked in. And like obviously the sheriff or whatever had showed up trying to like detain the guy, not realizing he's a zombie. He's just trying to like thinks the guy's crazy. Had just bitten him, and then when you come out of that room, the manager's already like turned.
Hmm.
Versus Marvin, who you meet later, is like if you're playing legit and you take your time to do it like in an amount of time that feels natural. It's like he
Hmm.
he lasts hours before he fully turns, and it's funny because he doesn't technically get bit until Resident Evil 3, which takes place before Resident Evil 2. But, well, some of it does.
Yeah, it is inconsistent because it's like some
But,
people will just straight up die.
yeah, I consider it to be like, it depends on how much damage the person gets. It's like, I think if it's like, if someone gets, like, their jugular bit out, then yeah, they're probably not going to turn because their body's too busy dying. Whereas, maybe it depends on where you're bitten. And also, it's got to do with your main character. The main characters, you get bit in the neck so many times, and it just eventually kills you. It doesn't actually make you turn, which it would be interesting. Like if every zombie could like give you a poison effect, and like if you didn't heal in time, like you would just turn at one point. It would still be a failure, but like you would just have a moment of watching your character just like start limping away from you out of your control.
That'd be fucking annoying.
It'd be well, yeah. I'm saying like for like a few seconds before it was like game, continue from your last save point. But it would just be
the whole concept. Yeah.
yeah. Another thing I didn't notice until it was pointed out and whatever. But in the gas station at the beginning, there's an ice cream cooler, I guess, and it's herb ice cream. Herbs heal you. It's like subliminal messaging, I guess.
Perhaps. Like, if
Also,
you eat the ice cream, does it heal you? Like, hypothetically speaking, because you can't eat it in the game, of course.
yeah, but it's just referring to the herbs that you find for healing.
Yeah, no, just imagine, like, you got in an accident, and you're bleeding a bit, and then you have that ice cream, and then you're just completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check my notes. Here's one from my notes. Claire's starting gun is incredibly underpowered.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hot damn.
This is out of control.
I can make do with it, but yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's good when you get... It's better when you get the speed loader, but, like, let's say you go through it fast and you forget to get the speed loader. It's like, taking down G1 Birkin without it is so obnoxious. Because it's like, you shoot 5 bullets, then you gotta run and reload, while he just, like, is somewhere, and sometimes he can just disappear and jump on you at random. So it's that speed loader is, like, really important for Claire.
Just to piss you off, I'll do a run where I only use a knife in the speed loader. I mean, not the speed loader, that gun, but without the speed loader.
Okay, sounds good. It's not like it isn't possible. It's just
hard.
Yeah. Like, I was able to do it with hardcore and shit, but it's just like, because it's easy to forget that speed loader, because if you're going through the West Office, the first thing you remember is like gunpowder, the hip pouch in the little side office, and then the door. Sometimes you forget the little...
Yeah. And yeah, the last few things from the gas station was, I don't know if it's a joke or what, but there's a sign on the door that says only 3 students allowed in the store at once. Or rather, only 3 students at a time in the store, please. So it's just like, how do they check if there are students?
Thanks.
Right.
I don't get the point. I think it's just some stupid joke, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's a thing in some areas.
Maybe. Like, they check your ID. They're like, "Are you a student?"
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, "No, I'm homeschooled." It's like, still counts.
Yeah. Also, it's definitely the manager section in the back. Just has it covered in bikini posters of what all appears to be the same woman, mostly.
So go goes under.
It just
That's
makes me laugh.
That's our way out.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Branna! Marvin!
Let's see.
It's time to go.
Okay. Wow. My notes kind of skip.
That's fine. We'll be all over the place. I'm skipping around in my notes a bit now.
Come on, I've got it.
Marvin is nicer to Claire, is what I've noticed from the cutscenes. It's been a while since I watched the cutscenes because when you do the run, you just skip through them. But Marvin seemed nicer to Claire, where Marvin was a lot firmer with Leon. I think it's because they were like co-workers and there was some weird like thing going. I mean, not thing going
Yeah.
on, but like a brotherhood, where he
With-
literally he points a gun at Leon once he's trying to go to the secret room. He's like, "Please come with me," and he's like, "You know how this is going to end." And he pulls out the gun. With Claire, he's just firm.
Yeah. I assume, like, yeah, with Claire, he's just kind of like, just some poor hot lady that showed up. And Leon is like, oh, shit, I'm the only officer left, so basically I'm the chief here. So I gotta push this new guy around.
Right.
See if I can make him quit on his first shift. So, yeah, the first hallway you gotta enter, which is the east, I believe. East is the right side of the building from when you walk in.
Right.
It's, when you first play that, I find it, like, really chilling. Because it's just, there's blood fucking everywhere, and it's just too quiet.
Another great setup, honestly, because it's just once you get the notebook from the watch room, it's like it all starts playing into motion and the zombies start coming out, and you're just. I remember being so tense during my first playthrough, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" It felt do or die.
Yeah. Also, it took me a lot to notice because like there was no reason to really look around in the outside of the station, but right before you enter, if you look around, you'll find that there's like people in like rudimentary body bags just piled up all over the place. So it's like people who would end up dying or maybe even potentially turning, they killed and bagged them up and they just threw them outside. Probably just to keep any... Well, they probably didn't know how it spread other than like people bite each other and it was spreading. They probably just wanted to be safe and just, let's just get the bodies out of the way. So it's like... And there's a good 10, maybe 12 of them out there, so it's like, God, how many people died? Plus all the bodies you find in the station. There's like a good another, probably 30 bodies lying around.
Right.
Like, I kind of want to see a DLC of some kind of, like, all this shit going down. Same,
like a Marvin DLC?
Yeah, honestly, you'd have to make it be him because he was the only one that survived long enough.
Right.
So yeah, Capcom, if you're listening, like, please make that. I'll pay $5 for that, maybe even 10. If you make it like
Nothing
several
more.
hours, if it's gonna be a couple hours long at least,
then
it's reasonably enough.
Right. Nothing above $10 though.
Yeah. If you make it $10.01, deal's off.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Elliot, he's the officer that gets ripped in half, and like, what a way to go.
Right. Because the thing is like minutes even like a minute afterwards, almost the same thing happens to you. When you're escaping with the notebook.
Yeah. But yeah, poor guy, he's in the end, he was only half the man he used to be.
Oh. Damn, production. This fucking actually goes to like the middle of the game. This is me both complimenting and pointing out the absurdity of Chief Iron's voice actor. I love it. The doors locked thing where it's like, it's all over. Doors locked.
Yeah. And he holds up the key and like for some reason he's looking a little bit up. Like Sherry's like 4.5 feet tall. Not even. So I don't know why he's looking up like at what would be the eye level of Mr. X, basically.
No idea. Crazy motherfucker.
Alright. I'm gonna jump around a bit so I'm not just going bit by bit through every little thing. I think the entire game is just it's fantastic. It's a puzzle wrapped in survival horror. I just love it. It's very addicting. If I play it, I end up playing it on loop over and over again. As a matter of fact, today it's January 19th, 2023. I did my speed run, 57 minutes 3 seconds. I submitted it to what is it? Speedrun.com. At this time, it's not like it's only been a few hours. It hasn't been like accepted or denied. We'll take a moment. I will ask Heroicus from the future. Future Heroicus, was it put in yet?
Hello, it is I, Future Heroicus. So yeah, the run was initially submitted on the 19th of January. It was accepted on the 23rd. For me, it's February 20th. So there you go. Your question has been answered.
Thank you for answering my question.
Go fuck yourself, Future Heroicus.
Fuck you, Venom. I hope your dick falls into a blender at maximum speed.
Wow, that was pretty rude of my future self. Alright, so anyway, yeah. A bit later, this is gonna be jumping between the two scenarios. But yeah, Chief Irons is a dick. He threatens to murder Claire right in front of Sherry just to coerce Sherry into following him twice in like 1 minute. So the dude's kind of fucking unhinged.
Yeah. Doesn't help he butts you with the back of his gun. He hits you right in the head with it.
Yeah.
Skipping back to a previous thing you said, I apologize, is the addictiveness of this game. I agree. I've beaten the game like 11 times within the span of like a month or two, and I got all the achievements, did like the hardcore run, do all that shit, and it's just like I still want more. Usually at this point, I'm kind of like, ugh, I'm done doing all this stuff after doing the achievements. I go on the next game, but I'm like, oh man, I should play Resident Evil 4 when I wake up.
Yeah.
2, not 4. That's a different episode.
Don't you mean 3, actually? Because you started playing 3, because we're going to do an episode on that in the future. We'll probably cover all the games, but this is going to be a side thing. Definitely, probably the next one we would probably talk about them mostly in chronological order, except for when we do go back to talk about the first game. The fourth one, we're going to talk about the remake, which comes out. Well, it's probably out by the time this comes out, or about to come out when this episode is out.
Comes out in March, so maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm hoping they remake 5 and 6 as well, because I started playing a bit of 4, and while I'm very interested in the story, the gameplay feels incredibly dated, and it's just, I don't like how you have to stop just to shoot things. And yeah, I'm more interested in like having the newer style mechanics and actually be able to back up while I'm shooting something. Instead of instead of having to be like shoot something and then just fucking run, just so I can take one additional shot.
Find a way out, Leon.
I mean, that does happen as well
Then we'll talk.
in
Name's Ada.
2.
yeah, in 2, but like that's usually with the boss fights, which I mean makes more sense. This is just regular enemies in 4. So yeah, and then I looked into a bit of 5, and 5 seems to play the same way. So I'm like, I'll just wait for the remake.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm probably gonna go through the old ones, maybe more of like as like a reference.
Yeah, you do that. But let's see. Oh, on the other side of the scenario, I was talking about where you meet Ada for the first time, and I like
Ada's
her.
a badass,
Yeah.
and to
My
do
note,
that all in heels too. What the hell? What a fucking freak!
yeah. My note here is meeting Ada, and then in all caps, vroom vroom. That's so I'm just going off of like what I know what I meant.
Right?
But yeah, she's an interesting character.
Yes, very. And I do like that this is not the last we're gonna see of her.
Yeah, she does return in the 4th game and in the 6th game. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the 4th
which is
in the 4th
awesome.
game, I'm pretty sure she had her own like mini campaign, and then a similar thing in the 6th game. I don't know if it was a small campaign or if she has her whole like a several hour campaign. I just know she has her own in that one. So it'd be interesting to see once get around to that.
Right. We have some good time in between, which means we're gonna have a lot of more time to play Resident Evil 2 in between.
Yeah. As well, as much as I think I'll be playing Resident Evil 6 soon, I'm probably just gonna play Resident Evil 2 again, and then maybe again after it, and after that, maybe again.
It's just the gameplay is so addicting, and the fact what makes it so addicting is like if you know what you're doing, you could do it so quick that you could like beat the game in less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which back to Future Heroicus. Did it go through?
Venom, my past self has already asked this question. If you ask it again, I will remove your intestines via your toenails.
Interesting response. But yeah, I mean, I have beat it in less than an hour, so there's that. It's interesting how people, like any percent speedrunners who have used glitches and like beaten the game in like less than 25 minutes. I think, like, even that's just like fucking nuts. But effectively, they play to a certain point and skip massive amounts of the game.
Right.
That's still
Like,
impressive.
The one glitch that I am really interested is that stair glitch in the library. That one where you go under the map, yeah, and you can just like skip the RPD.
Because I do have a. It's not like a mod you install. It's like a program that opens a trainer, and that lets you walk through walls. But like this is effectively the same thing, but it's like you're doing it without the assistance of the program.
Right.
Effectively, if I don't know if it still works or not, but from what I've seen, it's like you stand at a certain spot, a zombie attacks you, and effectively shoves you out of bounds. And then you just walk to a certain area, allow yourself to like clip into things that drops you down into a different part of the game towards the end. And,
Right.
geez. I can't imagine they're doing... I don't know if people are doing this without infinite ammo, because, like, at that point in the game, you don't have much. You just have a knife and the starter pistol and some ammo. You just no way you would be able to defeat the final boss without having an infinite ammo weapon that you pick out of a item box.
Hmm.
Also, item
Speaking.
box.
Oh, item box. Yes.
Yeah, I love how they're basically ender chests from Minecraft. Someone should make a mod that turns them into that, complete with sound effects.
That'd be hilarious. You could turn like just a Minecraft mod for Resident Evil 2. You could turn Mr. X into like Enderman or something.
I would make him into like a pissed off golem, because it would fit his size better.
That's true. That's true.
And then make all of the zombies into villagers.
Hmm.
Zombie villagers specifically, just so it like
Right.
kind of makes sense a bit, I guess.
Fits into the theme.
This is getting old.
When you do play legit,
Grass that's twice.
it definitely, and also like watching the cutscenes, taking in the story and whatever, you just get the terrifying feeling of running out of ammo versus the feeling of joy when you just find a handful of bullets. So you know you can just, okay, I can take out like 3 more zombies
Take it you have the
if I'm lucky.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this.
It's definitely
You could explain what's
like
on it.
one of my first playthroughs. It felt like there was ammo nowhere. But if you're just exactly how to conserve it and exactly how to make it, you have enough ammo to run through the game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Even with
but
hardcore.
even then, when the last time I played it legit, it's like it was a Claire one, and I got to the end, and I basically had all but like 15 bullets to spare at the end, and it was just like, oh god, it's so
Right.
tense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mentioned this already to you off podcast, but I did the hardcore S plus for fucking Claire, and oh my god, it was the G4 Birkin, and I was out of ammo. I literally had to knife him at the end, and he was crawling on the floor afterwards. And I was like, oh, and it was down to the last minute. It was like 56 seconds.
Yeesh, that's cutting it close.
Yeah, I was just like, please, I don't want to go through the lab again, because you can only do 3 saves.
I'm just passing through.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you to lower that weapon.
and I will say, let me see. I gotta look back in the chat for when I posted it. I did
I think your daughter needs help, sir.
a hardcore run as Leon. And granted, I did have infinite weapons. I only carried like one of them though.
side. We need to terminate
Uh,
when she turns.
I did an hour 24 minutes hardcore, no saves.
Nice.
Just let them be.
I failed twice doing that. I died. First time I died was at Ada's section. It was like a zombie grabbed me and just ate away my health, literally. And then the second time, the countdown had started, and one of the Ivy just grabbed me, and I had nothing to counter it with. And like when the counter starts, there's only 10 minutes before the end of the game, at the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it still got me, and I was just like, no.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was so frustrating. I just shut my computer off and went to sleep. I was like, fuck this. The next morning, I got some breakfast at McDonald's, went to the bank, did some stuff, and then I restarted the run, and I made sure to take extra time just to kill every fucking thing in the game. Granted, I mean, you can't kill the zombie horde at the beginning because you don't have an infinite weapon there, and I wasn't going to cheat one in either. But yeah, if I could have walked back out, I would have just annihilated those two. But I mean, technically they are dead because once this is actually a thing I found going out of bounds is after you've entered the station, after some point, one of the like there's a transition. A lot of that environment that you start in the street with everything on fire, it's taken away. Even the stairs that you run down and then up and come around the front of the station, those disappear. Like that whole alleyway and road are just gone at some point. I walked out to where it would be, and it was just buildings with like really low textures. They're like paper thin, and it's not there. It just gets unloaded from the map at some point. So technically, they died too, because everything outside the station and that area is just deleted. So
You could make that argument, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, everything died. Leon was the only survivor.
For my runs, though they're not as impressive, my Leon Hardcore S Plus is 149, and my Claire is 156.
Okay, I'm gonna say that actually is more impressive than me because I've not done hardcore yet with legit ammo. I don't think. Maybe I did once with Claire. I forget though. I don't know if I was doing hardcore or if I was just doing the B scenario. But I will at some point. But I just wanted to get a certain achievement, so I had to play through it quickly. It's still a feat with unlimited ammo to like not get damage, also to not save. Period. Because yeah, literally any death, you will get sent back to the beginning of the game. However, you doing it legit and only taking like 20 more minutes than I did is still quite impressive. So,
well, thank you. What do you think about this feat of skill, Future Heroicus?
God damn it, stop bothering the guy. He's trying to edit this.
See if I care. Yeah, honestly, I am looking forward to seeing how you do with the hardcore run, because honestly, it's like you have the technique down. You just get to put it in action.
Yeah, I'll do it at some point.
Yeah.
Alright, going back a bit. This will be something, I don't know how far you said you started playing Resident Evil 3. It takes place partially before Resident Evil 2 and partially after. Like, just after. So, in the west hallway, you know, there's an officer you find his like face has been slashed in half. And then there's another one that's like hanging up in the rafters.
Right.
When we get to that one, you'll know what happened to them. Because you get to see it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of that rafters zombie... Wait, West Office?
No, not the West Office, the West Hallway.
Oh, West Hallway.
Sorry if I did say West Hallway. I mean, West Office. My bad.
Oh, it's all good, all good. That's interesting. I like that. And speaking of rafter zombie, we have to talk about the West Storage Room.
West Storage Room.
The rafter zombie, the one that right by the shelf that falls.
Yeah, that one pisses me off because you have to like shoot him down for him to not bother you later.
Right.
Because so there's a thing you have to do. You have to collect 3 medallions to unlock a secret room to proceed to like a different area. We'll come back to that. One of them is up in that room. It's the medallion, maiden medallion you have to get. You have to first collect a detonator and a battery so you can blow up the C4 there. And if you're playing a normal run, you don't know, you would probably just hide around the corner until the thing goes off, even though you can, for some reason, stand right on top of this C4 and it does not damage you. Makes no sense. But
Mhm.
you'll go in, you'll collect the medallion, and as soon as you do, the explosion will have knocked over the bookshelf. The zombie and the rafters will have collapsed to the floor. And a liquor will drop from the ceiling, which we haven't really mentioned those yet, but it's some kind of engineered creature or something. I forget the lore of it. It cannot see, but it has really good hearing, and it has massive claws, and it just jumps at you and slashes. So you'll have to contend with one of those and a zombie. And then there's something blocking your path, so you can't really get out. So it's either fight them or run out the other door and then backtrack. Or
Right.
you can run out, you can plant the C4, run out the door for a second, run back in, make sure you, while you're waiting for the C4 to go off, you shoot the zombie down. Because once he hits the floor, when you shoot him, he's dead.
Mhm.
Collect the medallion, and then you can just literally just quickly run out of the room and before the liquor even touches you.
Or even better, in the area where you get the detonator, you can get a concussion grenade, and that concussion grenade you can use to reset the liquor.
Oh, you mean
That way,
you mean a what is it?
flashbang.
Yeah, flashbang, flash grenade, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if you have one of those, typically when I've been trying to play the game, when I've been trying to do speed runs and stuff, I don't have one. I try to collect one for countering weapons for later on, but I typically just don't have one at that point. If I'm playing
Right.
a regular run, yeah, that'd be a good idea, because you could take care of the zombie, probably drop that flashbang, and then run it out of the room, and odds are you won't have to come back.
No.
So that liquor can just rot in there the rest of the game.
Mhm. Right. Unless you're getting chased by Mr. X, that's the only way I can think of you coming back to West Storage.
Yeah.
Even then, it's there's probably easier ways to get around him. Oh, you know what? We haven't speak much of Mr. X. One of the most interesting features of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. This is actually the main thing that got me interested in this game. Is when the game came out and people were talking about it, and a lot of people were talking about Mr. X and how he works and all. It just seems so interesting. It's you got a game running around, there's zombies, and then you have to deal with Mr. X, a engineered tyrant. It's also all created from the G virus shit, but at least I think so. But he's effectively controlled to take out, certain threats and whatever. He's there to clean up the mess. He's make sure there's no witnesses and stuff. So he just basically They sent actually multiple ones of this guy. Although you probably only encounter one in the game. Technically, you encounter multiple ones, but it's actually just they replace him in different areas. Because in fucking around with the game, I was successful in getting two of them to spawn, but they couldn't walk into an area. I had to force them by teleporting them to me. And one of them was able to hang around in the area, and the other one would just start walking away back to his area because it's programmed not to be there, which is weird. I think they should have just let him pretty much go anywhere. like, I understand the safe room thing not being allowed, but it's just like, also just really doesn't make sense. Like, you walk into this room and he's just like, oh shit, my programming forbids me from going in here. But why? There's nothing in the room that. It's not like he walks in the room and like there's some weird image there that just like reveals that he's just a mindless drone and he just becomes self-aware. It's just a room. It's just there for you to have a safe spot to go hide in.
Right.
Granted, there is a mod someone made. Let me pull it up here in my mod manager. If I still have it, that is. Resident Evil 2 Remake Unstoppable Tyrant by EXQ Ray. Maybe that's not how he says his username. So, you can't stop Mr. X in any way. He walks twice as fast, just about, and any doors that he cannot normally walk into have been deleted, so he can walk through them. So it's really fucking terrifying.
Sounds like it. Which is definitely a testament to just the character itself. It's like one of the things that is great about this game is just the sound design is so well with the atmosphere that Mr. X's footsteps are like intimidating. You hear them, you're like, oh no, it's Mr. X. I know what's going to happen next. He's going to lay a haymaker on you, like it's WWE.
Yeah. You know what? Someone should make a mod that turns him into, what's his name?
Macho Man!
No, Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
Complete with voice lines. That would be hilarious. Or,
prepare to die, brother!
Yeah. I would say a John Cena mod would be great, but that would just make him invisible, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another good one. Honestly, we should do it. Well, maybe once you get a PC or something, we can do this. Or I can just show you some. Going over some, like, good Resident Evil 2 mods. Appropriate ones, that is.
Damn. Okay, well, I'm not going to participate. I only want inappropriate mods on mine.
Shit.
Damn.
I guess I'll have to open up the VHS Tapes Pornhub account for that episode.
Hell yeah. Make sure to check out our OnlyFans, or Future Heroic is just stripping.
Damn it.
Secrets have been revealed.
But yeah, one more I will mention is Mr. X Deadly Silence. Same guy made it. Interesting. It removes his music that plays when he's, like, tracking you down, and also his footsteps, so the only indication that he's on his way is you will hear a door open nearby. And you know nothing else really opens doors. Like, zombies can sometimes, but they have to be right behind you as you go through a door. So, you just hear a door open and you just like, oh shit. So, it's,
freaky.
Yeah, it's freaky. I definitely want to, like, play the game like that and see, like, how much harder it is.
It's like playing the game without headphones on.
I mean, yeah, that's even worse just because you won't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, specifically not being able to hear Mr. X, it makes him so much more terrifying.
Right.
I can't imagine playing this in conjunction with the Unstoppable mod, though, because, like, I imagine, like, you'd just be running around, you're somewhere, maybe you cleared out the area. That would almost be a thing, too. You'd almost want to clear out as many zombies as you can before triggering. Just so you don't have to, like, you know, you fire off a couple shots and then, like, he just, like, zooms in from across the map. I don't think anyone would want that.
That'd be freaky as fuck.
Also, because you'd still only hear doors. I just imagine you're just like you made too much noise, and suddenly you hear a door open, another door opens, and it just keeps getting louder, and then suddenly he's just grabbing your throat
Mm-hmm.
and be like, oh,
Throws you to the floor. Yeah.
that would be too much. But yeah, maybe
That would be.
maybe in the future, a Resident Evil 2 best mods episode. We'll see.
Maybe.
But anyway,
Sounds good.
uh,
One thing about Mr. X. Oh, what?
1 second, I'm gonna blow my nose. All right, you can go ahead now.
Okay, nice. One thing about Mr. X is like he's very intimidating, and then you get to know him and know how to go around him. Like the first time you're like the first playthrough and second playthrough maybe, you're out in the safe room, you're just hiding, listening to him freaking out, and then your like other playthroughs, you just like know how to like mess with him just specifically where he hits a certain area and you can just go around him. And then the infinite ammo weapons with the fucking rocket launcher,
Oh yeah,
which is great because it's just like it takes any fear out of it. It's just it becomes just a shooter.
yeah. I mean, mostly.
Yeah.
There's a thing like I'm gonna keep harping on my speed run, but the scariest thing that happened in it was when I believe it was 20 minutes 8 seconds in. I think that's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
I was at the clock tower. I had just solved the puzzle. I picked up the part, and I heard him coming, but I wasn't sure where. Normally, with my new headphones that I got, I can really tell exactly where he is. But sometimes it's hard. So I walk out the door. The second I open the door, he was right there, and he just grabs me and throws me back into the room that he, funny enough, can't enter. So I just peeked.
He just wanted a break.
Yeah. So I think the door was still open a crack. So I just hit him with the rocket launcher and then just ran past him.
Nice.
I was a little slow in that area. If I was playing just a bit quicker, I actually would have escaped that room probably right before he came out of the door in the library, and I'd have run across with him in tow. But I don't know. I wasn't so lucky.
It is how it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and then it's great because once you get the rocket launcher, the infinite rocket launcher, it's fighting Mr. X as the final boss. You can literally just shoot him at once, like one shot, and he's dead. And you don't have to even like wait for Ada to drop the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Which it's amusing.
Yes.
You
Like
just
the joke
imagine.
I said earlier. What?
Yeah, you just imagine like. Okay, I also gotta say it's bullshit that Ada survived. I call so much bullshit on that. She fell down a fucking shaft, like to a point where we couldn't see her anymore, and then somehow she's just alive. Like, was there a fucking trampoline down there? I want to know. Capcom, make a DLC that's it just starts with Ada falling. And she just bounces off of a trampoline. She's like, "Ah, that was convenient."
Credits.
And then just goes and gets the rocket launcher. But yeah, in this situation, it's like she's just limping along. She's got the rocket launcher with her that she found, and just sees Leon just demolish him with one. Just like, oh, I guess he won't be needing this then.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's just you can just that fight is probably harder than Claire's final fight because
Oh yeah.
like with G4 you can keep at a pretty good distance, but it's just like the thing is Mr. X has a similar thing with G2 where the difficulty comes from the limited range you can run.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help that he has that near the end. He has that grip move that can just one hit you.
Yeah. You have to have some grenades on you, flash grenades or regular grenades, so you can stop him, because it's very hard to dodge that.
It is. And you have to get a couple of shots off. Like with a shotgun, it takes like 3 to cancel it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah,
And then you, what?
I struggled the first time I played, trying to I
Same.
didn't know how do I kill him? I kept shooting at his heart. I know that is a weak point, but yeah,
Yeah,
Take care of yourself.
it
it's
stuns
just
them only.
yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, because it's just like it's really less of a fight and more of like buying time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the rocket launcher and turn Mr. X into Mr. Previous. I had to do the joke that I had to.
There you go. I was waiting for you to do it.
I kept trying to build up to it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, one of my last Leon playthroughs where I was taking notes. It was at the jail cells that I solved the puzzle, and the cells open and a zombie swarm comes after you, and I ended up getting caught in the swarm. I got they were attacking me. X walked in, grabbed me, threw me directly into a jail cell, and then just cracked his neck as I died. He was like, "Good work, boys. We got him." And it's just like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Mr. X.
Because I'm pretty sure, I got damaged. He threw me. And, that throw doesn't actually damage you. But when I got thrown into the cell, there was 2 zombies in the cell, and they just started snacking on me. And, all I could see in, just the little bit of screen that was exposed, like I said, was just him cracking his neck and his knuckles. It's like, oh, fuck off, man.
Mr. X is like, meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. You just watched Lord of the Rings, so you're gonna
Yeah.
be surprised you haven't made more jokes lately.
No. I will, though. In
Good.
due time. Good. Which is definitely an episode in the future that might not even be on this season, because that will take a lot of prep. But in the future, definitely something we're going to tackle.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I actually watched The Hobbit last year, so I was gonna watch Lord of the Rings, but I never got around to it. But I'm probably going to at some point this year, so we'll get there.
And honestly, we could even start with The Hobbit.
I would have to
you want.
rewatch it again, so we can do that after.
Sounds good.
Anyway, so yeah, the further you go into the story, the deeper the rabbit hole goes. You just go from you're caught on the streets and the gas station fighting for your life, and then by the end of the game, you've discovered a whole secret lab, and what exactly went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll come back to that.
Yeah, it's...
Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, the way it sets up is you're like, okay, this is gonna be a zombie game. If you never went into the other Resident Evils, and then the delicious absurdity starts seeping in.
Mm-hmm.
So G1?
We'll call it even.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say this bit, and this is gonna be. We're gonna have to split this episode in half because we're almost at an hour at this point. But I'll get through this last thing, and then we'll continue. So the G1 fight, it's kind of terrifying, like the first time at least. Because
Right.
so far, like, you've dealt with zombies, you've actually not met Mr. X yet, I don't? Yeah, you haven't met Mr. X yet at that point.
No, yeah.
So you just going through this thing, and if you're playing as Claire, you come through the hallway and you just hear, like, you can kind of see, like, there's a kid running above you. As Leon, you actually, G1 is running above you and just, like, howling. And that one I think is the more scary one.
Right.
But, like, their intros, like, G just drops down for Leon, and they break through the floor, and then you fight. And it's just, you see this, like, half man, half freakish monster, and he's just wildly attacking you. For Claire, at least, there's, like, a little bit more terrifying, like, build up. Like, she meets Sherry, and she's like, hey, I can help you. But Sherry just, like, whimpers. You need help. He's right behind you. And then you see him, like, for some reason, he's just been standing behind you this whole time, waiting
He was
for his
waiting for
cue.
his moment. Yeah. It's like, and now, Birkin.
Yeah. But still, yeah, it's just the design of the. And yeah, just to make it clear, whenever we talk, G1, G2, G3, G4, and G5 are all the same character, but it's like a different evolution. They just got referred to that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'll get into more of that, but for now, that's going to be the end of part 1. So, tune in next week for part 2.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for listening. See you in the future.
Or the past.
Or the past.
That was a random Back to the Future reference, but whatever.
It's good. That'll be another thing on our list to watch.
Oh, yes. Alright, bye.